morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Prince Miller Entertainment TV. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms. On Instagram, Prince Miller Entertainment. Facebook, Prince Miller Entertainment. We're also available on our Facebook group, which is Prince Miller Entertainment TV. And on Twitter, it's P Miller ENT. Welcome to the edition of our Audio Thoughts with Prince on Prince Miller Entertainment TV. And so today, I just want to talk about Nyaya. And makombi and transport. It seems as if it is now becoming a problem, and it's now becoming a crisis. So since the coronavirus pandemic struck, the number of omnibuses operating in Zimbabwe has fallen dramatically, frustrating commuters. We have a few other economical alternatives for getting to work back home again. Mazimba Gwajo waits in line at a terminal in the central business district of Zimbabwe's capital, Harare. I've been in this queue for close to an hour. The 39-year-old bricklayer, has said more than 100 people have formed a meandering line behind him, all of them trying to reach Tungwiza, a satellite town 25 kilometers south of Harare. They are not only frustrated commuters, line after line of them, all trying to reach nearby towns, fill the bus terminal, one of the busiest pick-up and drop-off points in the capital. Kwajo said before the coronavirus, he only had to wait 5 minutes to catch, but now you can wait for an hour or more before you catch a bus ride home. He said, every day, this is our life. Commuter omnibuses are small vans retrofitted with seats to carry 18 passengers. For more than 2 decades, they've been preferred intercity mode of transport in the country, lauded for their efficiency and speed. But when the pandemic hit Zimbabwe last year, authorities barred commuter omnibus operators from plying their routes as part of a suite of measures designed to stem the spread of the virus. 3 lockdowns and more than a year later, buses have the green light to operate again, but the share of them returning to service is extremely small. Prior to the pandemic, there were 50,000 commuter omnibus operating in the country. Greater Harare Association of Commuter Omnibus Operators representative Ngoni Kachairo has said currently there are roughly 1,500. He said a decline of 97%. One factor holding back in the return of more omnibuses is that only those contracted by Zimbabwe's struggling transport utility, the Zimbabwe United Passenger Company ZUPCO, are allowed to pass through roadblocks pandemic to make sure various contaminated measures are being observed. Kachairo reckons that of the 900 commuter omnibus operating in Harare, less than 100 have partnered with ZUPCO. Operators can simply make more money working independently as roadblocks come down with the easing of COVID-19 restrictions. He said that is a little solace for frustrated commuters, especially those who need to travel to the capital. Simbarashe Gwasera is a resident of Kwadzana, a decently packed suburb west of Harare. He said he's been waiting at his local bus stop for over an hour. At least 4 buses have passed through and they were full. He said Gwasera says he can't afford to hike a ride. His bus fare is 60 Zimbabwe dollars, and while an informal ride in a passenger car can cost him up to 80 Zimbabwe dollars, and a serious price difference in a country where inflation is running in triple digits and salaries have remained the same. I only have 60 Zimbabwe dollars on me, so I've not to wait for the buses. He said more commuting rules lay ahead as well. Kwasera said he typically ends work around 4:30 p.m. On rush hour. I don't even bother to go to the bus terminals in town after work. He said you can leave town around 7 p.m. or even 8 p.m. if you use the buses. Some passengers also grumble that some ZUPCO bus drivers refuse to accept cash, insisting instead the customers need to pay with their tap cards, electronic debit cards that can be loaded with the prepaid bus fare credits. William Basopo found himself out of luck on a recent Tuesday. His tap card was tapped out in several buses that did arrive at the shop in Kwadzana, where he was waiting, would not accept cash. The buses that came wanted only tap cards. The 50-year-old have said those who do not have credit on their tap cards are known to exploit the situation, charging passengers who don't have a tap card or whose cards are empty a premium of 80 Zimbabwe dollars for a debt. Zimbabwe's cabinet said in May that it would support the urgent procurement of 667 additional buses nationwide to improve Zupco's efficiency and bring some relief to commuters. Information Minister Monica Mtwangwa said Zupco is going to revive traditional bus routes, use designated bus stops, adhere to the stipulated bus timetables and electronic payment system for commuters languishing in long queues or caught out with empty tape cards. Those improvements can't come soon enough. Last week I could not get transport back home because I had cash, said Basopo. I bought half of bread and went back to work. So guys, that's the latest regarding to air transport in Zimbabwe. These are some of the people who are on the ground saying, things as well as it's supposed to be. And since Makombi Asafambi, it's been difficult for many people to go to work, and come back home because my Zupco buses masho. At the same time, we all know kuti wakakwidza mutengo soon. It's now 60 Zimbabwe dollars from Kuadzana to Harare CBD. At the same time, yenge mbori 30. So Zupco yakakwidza ne 100%. And I think I talked about it here a few days ago kuti not many can afford because my salaries are achikutambira asukwira akuramba kadaro. And most of our employers, I don't work with them maybe once a year or even twice a year, but still has to balance. And so, but to tell in the comment section, I think the government is trying by all means to make it easier for the people, but we need more buses at the same time. In my bus, we really don't know what I'm because at the moment more people are struggling, and again a curfew. Yeah, change the time. Remember, kudara ingengeri 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning, but now curfew ya kutanga maybe kuma 6 o'clock. So just imagine kuti you need to be out of town by 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock ufana kunge watu munzira kutenda kumba. Munhu yese kuti tanzi chishimwe because curfew ya kubata uchiri mu town, it's going to be a problem. Unless if you are a doctor or a nurse, kana kuti uri essential service provider. So just imagine kuti vanhu vanenge vakaungana kuma 3 o'clock past 2 or to 3 town panakopa kabana papa malena acho ninga kareba from here to there, and again transport inenge isipo. So many people are now using my private cars. Some emakombi vanenge vachingo operate zviri illegal ndo vanenge vachitakurawo vanhu, but my prices awo manje anenge atitori double what Zupco is charging, because Zupco is now charging 60 Zimbabwe dollar. So which means kuti iwe makombi vanenge maybe ku 80 kana 100 kuti uende kumba in time. And so this is one of those difficult moments that I just let me bring it out here. Katimbo in the comment section, the government is trying to put a system whereby panenge pane timetable yebhazi andika kutoti na 8 o'clock bhazi rinosumuka na 8:30 bhazi rinosumuka na 9 o'clock bhazi rinosumuka, but again mabhazi acho mashoma andika. So we need more buses for that service to work. Otherwise changora machongomira 1 hour kuti bhazi ridzoke ritakure futi isusu again. Just imagine kuti basa dzongowa unenge uchinzi 8 o'clock munhu wese afana angu aripo, so unenge utomuka maybe usiku kuma 4 kuti ukwanise kubata bhazi usvike time ichiripo. And so that's the hassle. That's the biggest hassle at the moment. Transport yokuenda kubasa. And so in the comment section, this is the audio thoughts with Prince on Prince Media Entertainment TV. Do you think the government needs to bring back makombis area kaadzoke kana kuti potkwase? And but inangu I do like the system ikusenzeswa ne government, like ima tape cards, ima designated bus stops, nema routes zvakare, nema timetables kuti munhu sanvaza kuti bhazi rinosumuka na 7:30 na 8 o'clock na china kuti kuti munhu agara aziva kuti bhazi rakusumuka bhazi riri pakati, because in many countries ndo system inongosenzeswa iyoyo and ima timetable and yototi unotenga ticket rako in advance kana kuti unoisa mari mukadhi rako in advance, kana kuenda kutaun autakure cash unochongono tap in tap out. And so that seems like a solution, but someone else may argue and say, what, as a Zimbabwean citizen, I need to choose which transport I need to use, whether bus kana kombi kana tichijingwe, which is also true. And so katitaura in the comment section. Thank you very much for listening and watching inyaya transport yatikutaura nezvayo, and inyaya kutoti kutonetsa especially panguva ino ye COVID-19 whereby vanhu havasi kubvumidzwa kuungana, but tikona vanhu vakaungana vachimirira mabhazi and stuff. So they are trying by all means to avoid COVID-19 spread, but at the same time they need to find quicker solutions to solve nyaya ye-transport and inyaya inoaffecta me and you and kuenda kubasa kudzoka kubasa kana haso ako mutown you need transport to move in because hatisiteseka tine motikari and vamwe we depend on zopwe iroro vamwe we depend on mushikashika iwowo kuti tito mahustles edu atenge chingoita wanditika. Thank you very much for listening and watching Audio Thoughts with Prince on Prince Mill Entertainment TV. Subscribe to the channel. Bless up.